Some may ask, what happened to Flunky? Where did he go? And he used to stream Dead by Daylight videos. What happened to those? Well, the good news is Dead by Daylight's coming back, but in a different way. This time, we are getting the dating sim version of it. I saw it, and we had to do it. I had to get it. We gotta try it. And I would have done a video on it, but I figured I'd take a chance on just getting my video, my stream either taken down or muted. So, we'll figure that out. I gotta turn this music down because this just seems a little loud. Alright. And let me get everything set up correctly and then we'll get it started. But it's good to be back, everybody. I missed y'all. Alright, it's gonna get quiet for a second, but that's because I'm swapping it over. Audio's not messed up, is it? Doesn't seem like it. Fantastic. I know my screen's black, but I'm working on that. Nope. I don't want to move that there. Messing up everything. Auto. Is it going to capture the game for me, or do I need to? Oh, I captured it, but I just minimized it. Fantastic. Okay, let's get this fixed. But yeah, welcome everybody to Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim. I don't know why. It sounds like this one has music. I think I'd turn that off. Let's see, settings. Anything I gotta fix here. Music volume. Just in case, I think I'll play my own music. I guess everything else will be fine. Let's go ahead and start playing my music again. It's not, I would play different ones, but I don't know which ones would get my stream muted and which ones won't. And I prefer not to get the VODs muted. So, let's get back over here. New file, enter name. I already had Twitch. I already shouted out the stream on Twitch. Alright. While it's loading, I'm gonna go ahead and just share it in Discord and stuff. Copy link. Go over here. This is gonna be weird. I can already see. There's mine. Is this going to be a lot of reading? Because we all know I'm not good at it. And my stream already is not going, I can already say it's not going to have the bad words in it. I'm just going to, well, it's going to have it, but I'm not going to read it. Anyways, cough, cough, cough. You wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as if you'd nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that, despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can I go on? Because I can give you a minute. We got plenty of time. Endless time, really. An eternity, if you catch my drift. Whoa, not now, Ocean. Sorry, Funky, may I continue? Please, go on. Okay then, as I was. As I was saying, you look down at your feet, ankle deep, in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a... You know what? I'm gonna sound stupid. I'm not gonna even say it. Discovery. How? I'm not even gonna say it. That is definitely a discovery. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit a stream of dark bile bugs, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? Run, close your eyes, dig up that face. I don't want to run. I don't want to. I'm gonna dig up the face. You brush the sand away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. There is no body, just this head. As you pick it up, flakes of skin fall to the ground. The jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rotting tongue of this poor dead soul. Getting your hands dirty, I see. I like that. You're a take charge type. You examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. The sun beats down on you, drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they're empty. Plenty of room for your gold coin, you suppose, and so you deposit it. Why, that's a nice coin you got there. What if you were to spend it right now? No. No thanks. Look, I'm gonna level with you here. That coin you found, it's mine. I dropped it yesterday and I've been looking all over for it. Dropped it into a dead person's mouth. Come on now. Could you just give it back? No. No. Psh, be that way then. I will. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current
has been shifting
what?
over the years.
Anywho, where were we? Linger on your current situation as you feel something soft bump into your foot. A bloody volleyball. When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down, frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. Little help, please. I'm not even going to attempt to do the girl voice. You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. I wish there was a narrator. Alright, so we got Huntress. I said we got yes, there's Wraith. The Spirit. And the Trapper. For some reason, it doesn't seem like they tried to make these as, as scary as they were in Dead by Daylight. 4 gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers? I don't know, not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once that you are completely paralyzed. Hello? There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at this monstrous lineup of, literal monsters. Sexy monsters, though. What do? Toss it back, kick it back, say no thanks, say nothing, do nothing. If I say no thanks, I might get killed by one of them, I feel. You know what? Let's kick it back. You swing your foot and awkwardly strike the volleyball, sending it bouncing across the sand towards Huntress. It doesn't make it all the way. Everyone stares at you, silently observing your unsportsmanlike shame. They must be wondering, have you ever seen a volleyball before? That's surely what I'm wondering right now. It's not a soccer ball. What a dork. You feel so awkward that you can barely see straight, but through the haze of your embarrassment, you can catch Wraith looking at you from the corner of the eye. Why are you looking at me like that? Huntress jogs the rest of the way to grab the volleyball, and they all turn and head back to the court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. Is there a narrator? Can I click? Give me a narrator. Nope. Settings? No. Come on. Give me a narrator. No narrator, really? Come on. But at the same time, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Flunky. You were made for this. Well, geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. It seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best to just go with what Trapper says when he says it. That's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who also seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that's it. That is. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my domination? That was Wraith. That sigh means he was done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care why this slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey Flunky, you might want to, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. Be warned, answer quickly and answer well. This is a timed quiz and it will be very important later. Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one. I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Let's go with not at all. I never thought of myself attractive. Whoa, watch it. That's bullcrap. You're beautiful. You hear me? Who said that? If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Invincibility, flight, super strength. Let's go with super strength. Strength isn't all about muscles. True strength is up here. You expect Trapper to point to his head, but instead he taps one of his bulging shoulders. It's specifically in these muscles. Nobody gives a crap about your calves. What was your best subject in school? Math sucks. I didn't skip. I'd say history because, why not? Nice. It's important to know what came before so that we are not doomed to repeat humanity's mistakes. I mean, we will anyways, but still. What's your favorite animal? Dog. You'd look absolutely adorable in a little puppy mask. What's your favorite color? Obviously, blood red. Come on. Some call it the color of love, but love is just another word for me. I'm not seeing, content creator on here. Let's go with astronaut. It'd be pretty amazing to be an astronaut, I think. It's hard to imagine being farther away from anyone than floating in space. The cold, inky vastness of nothing forever. Best flavor of ice cream? vanilla, chocolate, horseflesh. You know what? I like vanilla and I like chocolate, but I think horseflesh is probably my favorite. I gotta go with horseflesh. Mmm, horseflesh. I mean, ocean sounds. My favorite flavor is pain. Same here. Mine is vanilla swirled with pain. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, this reminds me, I am right always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip. We're teaching lessons now, narrator. You rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? He wants me to choose mint chip. I don't want to choose it. Horseflesh. The best flavor is horseflesh. You got a reading comprehension problem. I just told you mint chip was where it's at. You almost bought yourself a game over there, buddy. That's right. I can end your life whenever I want to. I'm in control, so don't you forget it. If I say you like mint chip, you like mint chip. Now try it again, won't you? Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Horseflesh? Who do you think you are? Let me tell you who. Not the one in control of if you live or die. You have to understand, it feels very good to end someone else's game. You should try it sometime. Oh man, I have to go through all this again. Come on. Super strain. History. Dog. Blood red. Ashnot. Horseflesh. Chip. So obedient. I think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big, dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time, but the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Jeez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She
Scammers
hates
are
it
finding
too
new
so
ways
much.
and methods of stealing money from innocent people, and it's just difficult to stop. They'll go through
Oh no, wait. I'm remembering Spirit's story now, and that's almost exactly what happened. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's a lot of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Ew, really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with Meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat dock nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. And what did I say that right? What about hanging out by the pool? I find the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? There's a perfectly good lounge to chill out at right there. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Well, I don't want to go on Trapper's yacht. I don't know if I want to continue Huntress's game. And I don't think I want to be in the sun with Wraith and them. I say we'll go to the lounge right here. It'd be great to relax for a second at the lounge. To kick up your feet, look out over the ocean, and relax on your own terms. Who'd want anything else? Dry, comfortable, enjoying a cool drink on a hot day. It's the best. I mean, what kind of fool, what kind of monster, and what kind of mask-wearing psychopath would finally be granted a break from the constant grind of chasing and fighting to get ahead, and then choose to exert themselves in, quite frankly, any way whatsoever? Why am I the only one who gets it? It's time to stop living by their rules. I won't do it any longer. Yeah, we should probably give her a second to calm down. Hold on. For just one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activity coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. Yeah, we'll just continue this as our. None of the others survived. Ahem. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall heretofore refer to them as survivors with capital S. These two have worked here for a long time. So very long, I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry, anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. The most you can do is help us get off this. Dwight. Yes, pardon me. Please follow us. Hey, narrator. Yes, something I can help you with. Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape? No. Oh, no. I think you're mistaken. Really? Because it seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though? Oh, right, yes. That's true, he was, but he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation islands getaway, a couple miles south of here. It has much fancier accommodations than this island. Yeah, it has all the rich people and stuff like that. You don't want to go there. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity on this island. Your decisions matter mostly when I agree with them, not like that other island. So what will be? Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. Spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a spiritual tone. I don't know whose idea volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everyone by not giving a crap. And when that didn't work, I tried whining. And when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on this island. But it turns out I'm not the first to toss those kind of threats around on the island. So thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. Are we threatening to end each other again? Now it's Dwight who takes on a conspiratorial tone, his eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please, just make it quick. Is what you'll be saying when we get behind the bar to make you the drink of your dreams. Hilarious, right? Right, Dwight? Yeah, right. So what will you be having? Let's see. Let's go with this bottom one here. I didn't come here to party. I'm just trying to make the best of a very strange situation. I don't know. How about a whatever? Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce some of these. They're too sophisticated for me. I know how to make that, but skip the liquor. I'll have mine virgin. Trapper snickers at your choice of words. Sure you will, kid. Don't mind him. We need to soak ourselves in booze just to please someone else's expectations, if you ask me. There's enough spirits here already. Besides, alcohol just numbs you to the painful realities of the world. I choose to face them head on. You'd never do something like, I don't know, hide from it all behind the world's largest hat or anything. Please allow me to ignore any fashion advice from a man wearing a doll's face as a mask. Not a doll's face, jerk. Since we fulfilled your request, it's time for you to return the favor. I should have known there was a catch. Icebreaker time. I swear had I known they would pull this kind of enthusiastic community building crap, I'd have suggested that we attempt to walk the lowest point of the ocean before I ever set foot near this bar. You don't think it could be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind, I hate it. This sucks, but it could be fine, or whatever you say. Has anyone else seen my hat? I've literally never seen him in a hat. If we must make small talk, I'm at least picking a topic before we end up being forced to do someone's lame improv game that nerds learn at their non-sports after-school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no nerd. Methinks a certain someone doeth protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm and sand beneath the cool fog beneath my severed feet. The topic I choose is books, novels, comics, fiction or not. Reading is the only escape from the inescapable horror of life, the escape into your own mind. A groan rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I imagine. Based on that response, they were much more enthusiastic about drinking. Considering the situation we're in, it seems an appropriate time to ask you, Flunky, what's your desert island book? The one that you the one book you'd bring with you if you were well on an island like this. And it has to be a classic. Oh, and it has to be classic horror for reasons that should be obvious. She means because it's an island of horror villains, and also those books are all in the public domain. Nothing too modern. Humanity has really gotten soft these past 100 years. So, what's your favorite? We're gonna have to be honest here. Books, no thanks. Look, I know what you're going to say, but books, no thanks. I knew it. It's not that I can't read, I just don't like it. There, I said it. I don't like reading. Sorry. That doesn't make me dumb. I just prefer other entertainment. Doesn't make you dumb. That makes you smart. Reading is for the nerds, for nerds in French. I killed a guy with a book once, though that was awesome. What was the name of that book? I think it was the famous book about a love of cooking. How could I forget? Brought me lots of joy. Shoved it right down his throat. I just got why that's funny. Not that I was trying to be. I have no use for an ironic or poetic death. Death is serious business. Anyway, what were we talking about? Books. Shut up, nerd. Enough about these old stories that belong to someone else. I think it's time to make up some new stories for our own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her eye, half mask covered eye. My eye suggests something a little naughty. Let's all get in a circle and spin this bad boy. Great idea. Trickster isn't a bit late to introduce a new character. I thought I was the one who gets to make the rules, so I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Well, hello. And who is this new fan in the waiting? Beat it, Hack. I don't know. What's the harm in inviting one more person to join the circle for our game? Oh, I can't stay. I was just saying it's a great idea, while also teasing the secret Trickster ending. I've got much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodaloo. The rules are simple. First you spin, then you swap. Spit, that's it. That is. But let's be clear, this ain't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All makeouts will happen out of view of the public eye. Real romantic like. Yes, romance is the goal, so we'll all be waiting here in a complete silence, trying to listen and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar, but not watching. Like adults, romantic, well-adjusted adults. Flunky, you're up. You grip the bottle in your hand, and you put your fate in the hands of an empty bottle of guides. Minigames consist of two parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction, and the bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. This here upcoming minigame is a special minigame perfect for the less coordinated because there is no winning or losing. Well, not technically. Wherever the pointer stops, that's your result. I suppose if it doesn't stop where you want it to, that's a bit like losing, but no one has to know if you don't tell them. Okay, ready to play, or would you like me to repeat that? Ready. Anyway, away we go. Spin the bottle and see who you're gonna smooch. Alright, so I guess who should we go for? I was gonna say if somebody was in the chat, I was gonna see which one. I think we're gonna go for Ray. No, not Ray. Spirit. That's not what I said. You actually have to spin multiple times to get your real result. First, get 3. Alright. Now, get your spin on. No. Oh crap. Ooh, this is just this morning you were waking up on a strange beach surrounded by strangers with murderous intent. Now now you're looking across the beach towel at Trapper, lust in his eyes, sweat glistening on his skin. Your heart races, you can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Trapper takes you by the hand. You sit face to face at a private section of the bar. He begins to reach for you, putting his hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way he is. You're sweating in the gross way you'd sweat at the interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. You don't know what to do. If you try and lock lips in this state, you might gross him out so completely that he'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Trapper, we. Save it, it's not happening. Don't cry. I know it to get this close to the living God and then feel the sting of his rejection. It must hurt bad, but don't take it personally. Well, do, but use it to make yourself stronger. It's not because I don't want to, it's because you haven't earned it yet. You might later. For now, it can't be that easy. Sure, maybe with one of the others. They're weak, sad, lonely, not me. I don't need this. It's mine to give or to withhold. You really dodged the bullet. This means you'll have a chance to present yourself in a bit more flattering of a light later, assuming you survive. I'm not ashamed to tell you I think you're cute. I would make out with you so hard if your heart would cave in if I wanted to, and I do, but I still won't. Well, too bad. I wanted to choose Spirit out of all of you guys. Tell anyone I told you this and you die. They die, and then I have you all revived and kill you again. If anyone asks how was the best you ever had, which I might just be another time. I had to break up such a passionate moment. That was that we only assume was passionate because we would never spy on you constantly while you stay on the island. But dinner is being served right away and we must insist that you join us. When there are so many more interesting things to die from. I'm taking more mitten. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream though, because this is honestly funny, and as I suspected, a little weird, but it's fine. Alright, it's time. Alright. Seems like the next activity is mealtime? How quaint. You were expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic like you'd find it on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. And oh, great, terrific. It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh yeah, Trickster is here. Surprised? Yeah, well, they don't call him Expected Stir. I'm sorry, even I get nervous from crowds of killers, and my whole stick gets a little flustered. That was a bad joke, and even I accept the fact I'm bad at jokes. Hey there, you're looking good, Funky, real good. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big, they can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Look at this, we can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every area you think you see is a choice. Got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous, sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you were serving. What are we eating? It's meat, seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which you know, considering what you've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts. And you need to murder something to eat it. It's meat. So that's, like, technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat. Hey, Funky, you think what I'm thinking? Is it done? Come back. It's gotta be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know? When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Wow, he's right for a change, because I am the one with my broad axe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain. Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked, no blood. You two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest, enough. Grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Obs. Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop, please. I hate when we fight or talk or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azarov. Great, instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey Flunky, I know. This isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up dinner. Felix? Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. And it doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will take even longer cleaning their weapon, all while explaining the value in maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Minigame? Oh, okay. So it's another minigame. Yep, I know how to play it. I know how to... I'm ready. Away we go. Slice. You biscuit. Oh my god. Not bad. Not bad. You missed completely. It's okay. At least you tried. A little. Sometimes trying a little takes a lot of effort. What the hell was that? You ruined dinner. Your swinging was so poorly aimed you hacked it to pieces. The bad kind of pieces, too. I hope you're drunk. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their mask and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She is the only one who seems to be really embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean, come on. We're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their off to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their mask. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it, Flunky. Number two is no number two. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is when they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? Look at that seagull. Wow, you ever see a seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible. Anyways, what were we talking about? Lame misdirect. Yeah, she's right, Flunky. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise. Didn't you wash up on this island? No memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did. Poor thing. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal and you've been standing in the sun. But the seagull. Uh-oh. You just made a lot of good points. I swear. You're beginning to feel lightheaded. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. Oh, hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator. The ocean. Not sure how I feel about the characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path. Or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. Starting scenes over and having to fast forward and back to where you were, right? Am I right? For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that, and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague and mysterious, I gotta give it up to the ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make more choices that I like. For those choices might be yours to make, but they're mine to reward. You wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out at the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feelings inside me that we're all truly insignificant and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge. I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? You look out to the darkness of the night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such a massive nothingness? You've always been alone? You found someone special. I used to feel that way, small, unimportant, alone, but lately, I'm not so sure. I've started to feel different. I've started to actually think that maybe this island is right where I might meet someone special. You look at Spirit, who has turned from the ocean to look at you while you speak on this topic she's clearly so passionate about. A friend, perhaps? Something more? I don't know what this island has planned for me. A friend? Friends are just for cowards who seek comfort in numbers. I had friends once, back before I was chopped into a bunch of pieces by my father. Friends aren't what keeps me together. I'm floating in a cloud of rage. I was so dumb, so busy trying to please everyone and be the perfect student, perfect employee, perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny, purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but Spirit looks around to see if anyone else on the beach. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside me. I've only known, but I tried to ignore it. I couldn't ignore it. I tried to push it down.
Home of NFL Sunday Ticket. Sign up now and get $100 off. Watch all your favorite NFL teams out of market Sunday after.
No ads. I say no ads. You're not stupid. That sounds pretty cool. Right, but I didn't let it out, and then I, chop, and now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside of you, stranger? Nothing but darkness. No dragon, just a lot of fire. Let's just go with fire option. No dragon, just a fire, a raging inferno, in fact begging to burn this whole place down if I let it out. Maybe I am the dragon. I'm sorry, but you're no dragon. And breathing fire, that's some hot type nonsense. I'm a descendant of proud samurai. Our dragons are on a whole other level. Looked like there was only room for one dragon inside Spirit after all. Just as things really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you. You quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island, only to find out it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which they're waving in the direction in the air above their heads. It's very important we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick or cute flirt points was not a part of this event. That's strictly slotted in for an after campfire story. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sick? No, no time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled after what comes. After what comes after the flirting. Go, 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 go. Once everyone has gathered around the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry. You hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means we're behind on time for in the evening activities, and we only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story, but story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh great, we have to decide as a group? That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling inside you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry everyone, I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole scheduling thing works. I guess I just lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me, which an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule even once? Donald, if you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick and then I'll drown you in his blood. Cynthia, fuss and muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know who you love. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still gotta get started on story time, so Flunky, who do you think should go? Oh, that's a name. Please pick somebody quickly so that... I choose you, Spirit. Whoa, this entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit, so let's be careful with the catchphrase, really? Really? You want to hear from me? Spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing, even to me. And I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out at once with my bare hands. Talk about bullcrap stories. If everyone else is doing the chit-chat, I guess I can just sit down and Hunter's eyes go red behind her mask and both Trapper and Ray take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Ahem. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. It's too late now, though. I was selected, and so I'm going to tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice that Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Honda, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence unlike anything she had ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. But how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box, strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered? Built on site? Such a busy area, how could something like this just happen? Just appear? A mystery. It was as if it conjured by magic. Okay, so make sure. But this was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face of each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. "Help me," cried someone inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now it was every detective in the city that was there, looking the strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There was no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. "I don't know what happened. I woke up and here I was. I'm so scared. Please help me," cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hada comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity.
If a scammer gets on your system, they're going to live on there. They'll go through things like your photos,
Stop interrupting
on
me.
your browser,
We're hearing Spirit's ghost story. However, that time did not bring clarity, only anxiety as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. And as the night grew longer, the sleeping rain puddling on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hada was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her like it had never had before. "Don't let me die in here," the man begged. "Don't let me die alone." "Stay calm," instructed Detective Hada. "You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, after half the town is here, we're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story." I gotta get a drink. Looking through that narrowest of passageways, Detective Hada watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of this strange, sad prisoner. Together they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. "Promise?" asked the man. "Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do." A simple pledge. She felt an instant connection like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Haas. She knew he would return, and he did, pressing his lips up to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box, repeating his question again, steam flowing from his mouth, as he asked, promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do," and pressing her palms against the cold outside of the box. Without truly knowing why, Detective Hada leaned forward and placed her own lips to the opening, letting her breath creep into the strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact and the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her own body matched beat for beat in this soft touch. "Thank you," said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice. He backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. "Get back," yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hada and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by cacophony of wiring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hada gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There in the corner of the box was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hada had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces disconnected from one another. cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. And atop of that pile, a head, cold pale eyes, open lips, and icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire or up at the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this narrowing tale, so sad, so creepy, so sensual. She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss, too much detail, and now no one is sure how to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. This game was supposed to be a light-hearted romp. Please, I said do something. Stand up and try to start one of those slow claps. Say nothing. Hug her. You stand up and without saying anything approach Spirit, reaching your arms around her for a hug. Her robe covering in the air begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like being hugged back, but also like being tied up. It's certainly not what you expected. Instinctually, you pull yourself away, but it's an awkward moment. You nearly fall over into the fire. Spirit says nothing and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You meanwhile realize everyone had just watched this truly strange interaction from the corners of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a bit so that they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want to hear. I am the ultimate catch on this island, the only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of this cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. This fog that follows me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day, even when you're a god, a narrator. You're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Dipping in hot tubs with the Spirit, you've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her and offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. 1 second. You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just like the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. I just want to be totally clear. Even though that story bore some similarities in my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. No, not symbolically, not metaphorically, not any otherly. I believe you. Sure, you were cut into pieces in your life, and so was the person in your story. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island trapped, one might say, in a most puzzling place. Also a completely regular coincidence. And I'm sure his lips were blue. Your lips are blue. Really? You'd call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find revenge? Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry for the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins, or well, maybe it has coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You gotta figure that out. With that many sharp edges, a person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbing about it, I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep when I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it. That's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe me? Yes. I know we just met, but yes, I do believe you. The way you told that story, it clearly came from someplace deep. Fool. Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're going to get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. Now you got me wondering, do I believe you? If you believe her or not. And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything. Don't I already know the answer to my own question about it? If I believe your answer to Spirit's question, whoa, ocean air got me tripping. Sorry if I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box. If you believe that she is the... You got me going again. Unfortunately, before you can follow this conundrum to what will surely be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain someone standing before you with a fresh towel ready to dry you off. Sorry kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a fresh, clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. You watch as Spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you're watching her at first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs the towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story about the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life, or has it already been taken from you? And it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery. Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar creepy smile stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable, or die trying. They hand over a pillow and blanket, welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume at minimum. Other guests aren't the types you'll want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready? Away we go. Let's see what's on this station. No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little bit more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon it? You know what? I say we continue with Spirit. Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essentials, oils, and steam my pores. Really? What, even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. We just got a comb. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb, carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back though, and if you lose it, well. you'll get your revenge on me if it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky by now. You've had a whole day of
typically
straight.
like dark experiences.
That kind of made me nervous
It's
there.
taken me through a world of emotions.
Whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd. The human body is made up of 60% water. What, did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. Even amnesiac video game protagonist. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you'd like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I didn't see what you're up to. You're awake. You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Trapper sitting beside you, stretching a portrait. Oh, you're awake. I saw you with the spirit before the bedtime. You should know they're not what they seem. Not like me, who is obviously completely honest and trustworthy. I was out checking to make sure you weren't sleeping near one of my. Actually, never mind. Just be careful where you sit. Since I'm here, I'd like to share 2 things with you. 1, I do not take rejection well. 2, the first thing is very important to remember. Were you drawing me? Trapper doesn't answer. You aren't drawing stink lines radiating from me, are you? Still nothing from Trapper. Look, I'm not an easy guy to get along with, but I am an easy guy to spend time with. That'll make sense if you choose to spend time with me tomorrow. The rest of this scum live like rats. They wouldn't know a good time if it I mean that literally. Point is, if you select me, you're in for a day of luxury, extravagance, and fun. Yes, I said fun. And if I don't pick you, remember what I said earlier, or it might be the last thing you ever forget. But hey, you look tired. Get some rest, sleep, maybe even sleep well if you can. Just try not to roll over about 15 feet to your left. Finally alone for real this time, maybe. If you drift off to sleep again, hopefully you're not poisoned. Wait a second, where are we? This isn't, oh geez, this is one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to camera. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat an all organic diet of raw deer, beer, and human, and I'm fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life. There's always time to turn things around, like that one time I spent all day and night searching for food in vain, only to return to my cabin and spent starving to find a family of squirrels nesting in my chimney. They were delicious. Look, I'm always full of rage. The key is knowing how to control your rage so you can use it. I am a master of self-control, and right now I'm using all self-control I can muster because today was a disaster. So let's just say I didn't love it. Ha ha ha. That was funny. Laugh. I said laugh. Anyway, I'm planning to kill this idiot. Don't tell them though. I want to lead them on a little more. It won't make it that much better for me when they are screaming. I'm not really sure how to feel about Flunky. On one hand, everyone I've ever cared about has met an awful fate, so it's probably good for Flunky if they just keep ignoring me. On the other hand, there's something about them that could maybe work out for my plan or for me. I know that everyone thinks of me as a beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, those are a choice, sure. There's somewhere to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm going to get bloody revenge on society that has used me and thrown me away, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. I think we're probably going to try to keep going in one direction unless the ocean makes us. You open your eyes, the sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, what? Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they make for a sexy bunch, though. A bunch, no? And talk about sexy, here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe. First of all, can we talk about this? Stop calling me beautiful. This ain't happening. To start this incredible day off right. That looks like it's poisoned. Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today is an important one. My only regret is I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, never mind. He left. Well, at least he brought me a cup of. No, wait! Don't drink that. What? What the hell is that? They don't call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard. He definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so that he can have a good day. That was almost certainly not coffee, and I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you yet. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of place you give 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up, review to not an external prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithm. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you, so we can please move on. Hey, wait a second. How did you possibly unreliably, a narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament, and the floor does not recognize that the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, and I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 thumbs up review if it was crafted with love or that's the type of thing you're into. You know, the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent, and whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are some small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who have ventured to bare their souls as a part of a creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not to be overly critical of them. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really, even if they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make some great points, I agree. Can we please move on? Yeah, of course, apologies, Flunky. Last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time on the island? Yes, I'm not suspicious. There's no option. If I were to summarize my time here, I call it a lovely time. Oh, lovely. We love to hear that, because isn't that what this place is all about, finding love? No. Shut up, Dwight. You'll get us all killed again and again and again. You need to ask one more question, though. We all had to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this down? No, I will not say anything negative about this place. You have my word. I, Flunky, agree with the terms of this verbal contract. Perfect. Delightful. Excellent. Yes. Hey, Flunky, it's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. This place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews or games or resorts like this. Anyways, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance. And with that grumbling I hear from your belly, that might mean only one thing: breakfast. And before we move on, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put us on BRB. You guys can listen to the music, and I will be back. Okay, let's test our volume levels, make sure everything's still good. Kinda sounds like it. I'm sure. Yeah, okay. Our volume levels are good. Let's go ahead and get the thing back over here to live screen. Fantastic. Oh, thank you, yo, it's Frankie for the follow. I'm sorry I missed that. I did not see that pop up. Alright. You guys ready to get back into it? Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon, and so much for maintaining these bods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here, a yogurt? Magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your plate and sit down thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. It looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection. I don't know if I even said that right. So Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. I can't imagine you can make me any angrier today than you did yesterday, but I really hope you do. I really, really hope you do. Unrelated, anyone see where I left my cleaver? Haha, just kidding, I always know where my cleaver is. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your breakfast. Nope. Now Hunter steps up to talk about her feelings. This island is treacherous. I don't know what the newcomer thinks they are doing here, but it certainly isn't helping any of us. Whoa, Huntress pretends to be all independent, but she is secretly kind of miffed you and her aren't getting along? Well, that surely must be it. No one else would weirdly stand up during breakfast too. And just like that, here comes Spirit. Did everyone sleep well? I did. Or should I say did not? I haven't slept in 20 years on an account of the whole burning quest for a familial revenge thing, and last night was no different. So in that case, it was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done, though. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going back to quietly resenting being trapped here with all of you, while looking cute doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group. Ah, perfect. There he is. Take us home, Wraith. I'm glad the introduction of Flunky to our island paradise and yeah, that was in quotations. Didn't distract me from my normal routine, ignoring all of you, and vice versa. This place is an eternal prison of suspicion and suffering, and no one cares. I'm still the only one asking any questions. I'm asking questions too. It's when will Wraith shut up? And now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. What a power play. Keep them wanting more. You're getting good at this game. Our sexy true to life experience. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. This is... I don't even know how to... Oh crap, I'm having a blast. I don't know why. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing? Me. Well, yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 fine killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing how I'm not real and all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool. No. Stick it in there a little more. A little more. Oh yeah, that's it. Yes. How does that feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Now I want you to take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. What? I swear I had no idea these two even do whatever it is they are doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh wow, look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Oh, come on, a little privacy, please. Dwight is panting. Claudette has a crazed look in her eyes. Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you two know I was here. And I could hear you, well, you know. No, what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing, I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like, fun? You think two people trying to find new ways to kill each other in desperate searches to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. I've come to believe that the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from. I believe that place is our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were me and him, Dwight? You don't have to laugh that hard. They get it. My life is a nightmare, yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I know that all entry wounds, and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Flunky. You're going to need it. And hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A cragmedy. Shut up, I like it. Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah. You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. So far today has been exhausting too. So you're dedicated to achieving a true centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullcrap, just soaking up the sun in a heated pool. Today you're on a date with you. Oh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move? And aside from that disturbing thought, all is going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tipped like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's no tree at all. It's, hey babe, why you calling me babe? I told you, trickster, it ain't happening. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing how they're feeling. What was that about? What's that about? Some forced kind of check in with the group. I don't like it. Fishy, kind of lazy. Whatever though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon or after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent. Trickster doesn't like denial, I guess, but he's going to get it. Because I am denying this guy.
You can get 5 boneless wings for only $1 at Applebee's. I'll be right back. Limited time. Price and participation may vary. Limit 1 per order. Restrictions apply.
Yeah, I do. Fascinating. You see my abs, by the way. Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out. If you play your cards right, I could give you a private show. Catch you around. His abs are pretty amazing. You gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat, threatening but adorable, makes for an interesting silhouette. Genius design. He's a psychopath just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything, and we're not best friends just because we had a little talk about it. Did a little talking. It's not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Okay. Now that guy's gone and we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely going to abide by, it's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and... Nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Oh, it's Spirit. That checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know what I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot, but I guess I've got a feeling that you'll appreciate it in the way that I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them. Oh, I'll get them all. And I'll get my father, too. And I'll punish him for what he did to my mother and me. Spirit radiates in a menacing aura, waving around her sword around in the air as she threatens. Well, the entire universe is scary and more than a little high if you get turned on by menacing. Look, all this time on Murder's Island and has gotten us both a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I suggest you do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance, but you've also seen that there's a more sensitive side hiding within her. Which one do you think you'll win out? You consider her offer, but before you can decide if you want to go off with Spirit, the Huntress I guess you could go off with Spirit today. She seems pretty cool, actually. I think if we weren't here on this island vying against each other for your attention, we might actually be friends. We might have something, though. You and I couldn't let you go off to her Goth lighthouse without speaking up first. Yeah, I know her secret spot. I see everything through the holes in this adorable mask. So my offer stands. We can still hang out today. Plenty of room at my cabin. Wink, wink. It's pretty cute that Huntress thinks she has to say wink, wink out loud. The mask barely even hides her face. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on a date with one day today, and you also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers, but you know what they say: when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and then die a horrible, wretching death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all on. Sorry, this island has really got me tilted. So who will it be? I say we stick on the path we've been going with. So we will go with Spirit. I gotta go with Spirit. You've made the correct decision, but know this: just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm going to slobber all over you like a dog, understand? Well, of course, you've still got a lot to prove to me. I want to believe that our connection is real. I've been hurt before, literally, with a katana. A katana that I now wield in spectral form. You feel me? Because you will feel me if you try any of that macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette and Dwight to clarify, I'll just let you know that yes, it is too late to change your answer now. You and Spirit arrive at the coast overlooking the black lighthouse. It's old and decrepit, but it's still impressive. There's something magnetic about it, and you can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You would look Spirit up and down and notice that she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I'm noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color at all. It's the absence of color. It's a void, like a black hole. A place that swallows light, a dying star. Now that's dark. You're confident that Spirit will vibe with this, but Spirit doesn't really care for science fiction, not the type with spaceships and lasers anyhow. She's more into the type of strange adventures that kick off right here on Earth. Is that where we are, you wonder? The lapping waves of the shore on the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling up over the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place, and so are you. The peace doesn't last too long, however. The lighthouse lets out an eerie howl like a monster dying. Spiraling black light stretches out across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that. The light and sound recede, and the two of you sit in silence. The Spirit lays a towel down, then pats on it gently. Clearly she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do. Is this an invitation to get a little hands-on action? What else could it be? Let's see. This sounds like a trapper option. So, thanks. I forgot to bring my own. When I lost my memory and fell in the ocean. No problem, I figured as much. Spirit turns away while you slather lotion all over your body. You need help reaching those difficult spots? You see a hand floating around your back. Sure, why not? Spirit's hand on your back is ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of you herself. You watch her as Spirit apply sunscreen to herself in the most unique way by floating her hand around her back and to spread it on. Ask about the shards of glass sticking out of her back. Say nothing. Comment on her hand floating ability. The fact that your hand just float out around you like that, you can reach things way easier than I can. It's almost like you're some kind of superhero. I'm glad you get a kick out of it, but floating severed limbs isn't exactly the type of superpower you'd think to wish for as a kid. I would much rather be able to read minds than be able to understand why I'd understand why some people act the way they do. I'm truly sorry. I clearly hadn't thought through what your experience was like. Sometimes humor is how you deal with uncomfortable situations, but clearly you read the room wrong. I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible. It was worse than death. At least death ends eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget it. It literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull all these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh out right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to pressure the way he did in the end. The way that fear and anger filled him up and then came bursting out. The way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh. It's hard not to think about revenge. The dragon inside me is doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it even though it gives me the strength. I must maintain control. You're stronger than he ever was, I'm sure of it. I appreciate that, Flunky. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing in life and love. This world isn't a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes, a bit of lotion, Having your body contorted into these vengeful poses really does a number on my joints. It rubs the lotion on his skin. Perfect. Well, I suppose that the lotion made it to where it was supposed to be going eventually. And you weren't too incredibly wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. If there is a next time, I'm sure you'll do it even better. You'll look up at the lighthouse in the ominous dark form hovering above this moment between spirit and yourself. Evil as clearly is, in this case, it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water, glows itself a thing of death, the spirit of a ship that once sailed these seas centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above it. The ship as it careens toward the shore. Before crashing on the rocks, it must have been drawn by the lighthouse. You hear a distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Oh right, it does that sometimes too. Should we do something? Nah, the sharks will take care of it. Within a minute, the ocean is quiet again except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. But these time traveling pirates are whoever they were. You're half sure you saw one of those skull and crossbone flags. Aren't the only ones drawn here today. It's Wraith. He has emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date or something. I came here for that. Wraith points to the lighthouse. It is indifferent to his attention. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining a strange light on me. I can't avoid it. Through woods and walls, nothing seems to stop it from reaching out to me. Duh, it's haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, or those dead pirates, or that mermaid I saw washed up ashore that one time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even that close to as beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs beneath the island or something. Pretty sure I've figured it out. The basics anyhow. If you come with me, I can. You can get cut. Spirits waves for Katana, nearly trimming a couple of buttons off of Ray's tropical hat. He takes the hint and backs away a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way, you'll see. Alone at last, tension broken, deathly moans, quiet, and Wraith vanished back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to Ray, to Spirit, breathing in the damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. It's not quite clear how that whole fog thing works, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe and get a peek at the bathing suit beneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about everyone else, thinks she has put a lot of work into getting that suit. Into that suit. It's got straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening with Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. And Claudette and Dwight bursting on you and interrupt whatever you were doing. It doesn't seem like they were worried about they'd bump into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach, where we'll be making a very dramatic announcement. It's hard being the producers and hosts. Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? Give me 1 second, I mute myself for a second. Alright, we're back. When you arrive at the beach, you realize you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quiet. This isn't at all what was promised. Wait a minute, there's no announcement, but there is a me. You got mud in your ears, friend. I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am, so are you. But I know the way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair, literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. You've got a secret lair? Who said anything about a secret lair? I said I've got sap in my secret hair. There's a flap on my secret chair. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to make a mess out of the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is. But in a while. I'm not about to be dished for the ones like you, the likes of you. It's not me messing things up. Like I keep trying to tell you, it's this dang island. I've come to accept the difficult truth of what's happening here. While I'm convinced that it's our fate, it's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What do you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding your spooky little secret lair, crying and acting like a baby while ringing your little bell. So don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight. Even when all I might want to do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. if I do have a fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it, folks? Oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your phase walking routine. What do you call it? That is basically cloaking. And we all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks, you cloak. I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but this sure sounds like some video game community forum thread, if there ever was such a thing that you know about that either. It sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudia are going to stop this, so it's on you. Ahem. I think I was brought here to make it. This choice, I'm going to do that now. And we choose Spirit. When it comes down to it, neither of these two seem easy to love. I mean, Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out of her, but she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. And don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. No offense taken, it's okay. Yeah, okay, it's true. I can be a little awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right, so I'm going to stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. Spirit walks around the corner and shows you something that she's discovered in this place and knew was meant to be connected with her journey in Cherry Tree. It is just a small sapling, but it has begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place. It also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to a tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off and they come cascading through the air surrounding both of you. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic, of course. Like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away, and for this reason, they are also just as a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's the specter of looming death that calls attention to this special moment, to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, Funky? The knowledge that life and death are a cycle has always given me peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life, like the beauty of a flower in the blossom and bloom, allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explain, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death, but why should that matter? And then it dawns on you, Spirit has been trapped in a ghastly state of death and with no hope to recycle back, no rebirth. Oh, come on. She just said it. I agreed. You just answer from the heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are not the same. I have my mission. Once the fallen cherry blossom represent the souls of samurai warriors, those with noble characters, those who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor the emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming. They never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives on in me, in my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Though its petals fall, they soon replenish as if they were installed here by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her sword very carefully. By something with no respect for the balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep. But this time we've got a really good reason, and it has nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot. I guess it's time to go or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. This is going good. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you really are feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to your business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we cram them all in on screen at the same time again, so just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember. With your lover on the line, everyone is being careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm surprised as you are these four are falling for you now, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murder's Island, but hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do, and heaven knows they won't do any better than that. If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating it too. Lamb shank, rare, salt, pepper, no sauce is allowed, and serve it with one single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. Gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. Buddy, wait till you smell what rare lamb does to my bowels. It's awesome. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain powers brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day, that's for sure. But how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little, it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. Alright, let's go on about the date. I wish you could all meet the real spirit. Uh-oh. I should have been coy. Seriously, did you just listen to a single thing? Yeah, I missed it. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they are all very tired. Oh, wait. No, sorry. That's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bony appetit. Don't you mean bone? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. I messed up. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger as you pick your plate up, take your napkin, and dust comes off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? Is there anything else we can do for you? Anything at all? Anything? Mayonnaise book, perhaps? It's fine. We're used to this kind of shabby treatment here on Jerk Island. Everyone, if you would like to be so kind to follow us to the fire pit, we would greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something that will change everything. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, not my eyes, because of my childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving toward the fire pit, and if only to get away from Race complaining. You take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think, are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happened. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, cool, and now everyone is looking at you, so do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or could we play charades, boggle? Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skull staff at thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoots lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now you can tell if you're warm from the fire, or now you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. I know the fire right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not there and doesn't, threaten to burn us all alive. So he's afraid of fire. Good to know. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Flunky was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Sure, I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell? Well, let's see. I want to tell. Should I tell action, adventure? You know what? I'm gonna. Hold on, let me do this really quick. Trying to see which one I should pick. We might have to make the decision ourselves. I don't know which one would be the best for this. I already made Spirit a little upset. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to come up with a decision myself. Okay. So, let's see if we can redeem ourselves. What about two lovers who take poison together and die foaming at the mouth? Or about two strong hunters who meet when they both try to blood? Not quite. It's about my parents. They met at a party in college that he was hosting. She had been dragged there by some friends. They couldn't have been more different, and yet as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music, and he took an interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months. Bit soon to know if you can trust someone, don't you think? It's so sweet. Exactly. I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with their partner. Love could spark from a mere look across a campfire. Now you got their attention, each killer furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit, except for Trickster, who has wandered over to the bar and is loudly playing his own music on headphones to drown you out. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So who else would you like to hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer trying to decide. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure to be better than whatever you get out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride, or technically I suppose the fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt, so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the last bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby chick farmhouse. Together they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lil Loki. I don't even know. By the way, so fancy. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, or the fiancé, I guess, since she was actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toed sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely, natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancé decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and prepared, and to pick them herself from the morning of the wedding so that they could be the height of their freshness and beauty. And armored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods, she surveyed the bride, or the fiancé, since they had not yet been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were, so that she could choose the absolute best. I feel like this is a true story based on her. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, the fiancé told her husband that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting the only best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, she came upon a once familiar clearing. Something was not as she expected. Somehow it was more beautiful than it had ever been before, and just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful she became dizzy with looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of the spring air, the bride, or the fiancé, crept farther and farther into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy, fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been there before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into the festering, moldy piles on the floor. Where the bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. It turned into a shadowy glen. She walked and walked and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, into the forest, but there was no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wondering, always looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are. Out there all alone? I thought it was beautiful and sad, just like someone we know. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When you think this is the end of the sequel, is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more of a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, Flunky, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing that we do whenever we are not on screen. Oh, okay. You have fun tonight and try not to wink, wink, end up dead. Why did you say the words wink, wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking since the accident. And do you know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit. She really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's angry. Did I hear somebody trash talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough of the burns. Things that are lit or getting blazed, it's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could, just you and me? On those spindly legs, you could probably tire before you got too far. If it's running away to someplace more secluded, Flunky, is after they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I chose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice and it's completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all the fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on or just me? Despite Trapper's appetite, it seems that his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe we could all move on with our lives, or some special projects we might have going. You heard it. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for the evening activity? I'm just saying you might not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murder's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either, but with this streaming reality TV dating show boom happening is pretty much all that was taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we are back to excluding Trickster because, that guy. We're going with our option. Like I said, we're going to try to stick with the one option. Spirit. Oh, you picked me? Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise. So I know I should be honest with you. You make for interesting company. I love the idea of winning over these killers at all costs, even when I hate the game and the prize. But I had a long day, floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task, not worth trying, but too bad. You won't unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here are any better than you do. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. You arrive at the bar and find Dwight and Claudette both holding cocktail shakers surrounded by a bevy of bottles, assorted boozes. Who's ready to get wasted? As you know, I don't drink, so not me. Unless you mean wasted as in killed, in which case, Dad, if you are out there somewhere, I will find you and waste you for what you've done to me. You really don't drink ever? Is that like because it's just it will just fall out of a hole in your stomach thing, or I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison of the body and the mind. I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time thing. Then why did you choose mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of date is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make horrible decisions. It's true, not a single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Dwight, now that's not true. You learned how to tie a cherry knot in a stem using only your tongue. Whoa, who ordered the soda with a splash of my private business? Because that's off the menu. Well, I know I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is really a real thing, and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you all know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed by your father, on whom you will have your blood vengeance, right? Well, so be it. How about you, Flunky? Do you drink? Stay sober. I've got the impression that tonight will be a night I want to remember perfectly, so I'm going to pass on the alcoholic drinks. Here. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. You watch Spirit picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere, and its little fruity guts flop out onto Spirit's lap. Oopsie. One of the upsides of wearing black is it hardly shows the stains. No take-backsies. So, lovebirds, what a drink shall we make? Dark and stormy? How about a dark and stormy drink for my dark and stormy date? Oh, that one is cute. Please allow us to demonstrate how a dark and stormy is made. First, rum, or in this case, rum extract and a bit of apple juice is poured over ice. And then fresh ginger beer is added in. Garnish with a lime wheel. And drink. The end. Do you think you're up to the challenge of replicating this recipe? Replicating rum, substitutes, and ginger beer over ice? Don't forget the lime wheel. Rum, substitute, and ginger beer over the ice with a lime wheel. Not sure I appreciated your tone, but yes, you got it. You're a natural, a sassy natural. You and Dwight might have more in common then. Don't you dare. Spirit seems to be in a lovely mood as she sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark and storm begins to make its way in from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free fun I've had since I've gotten here. And since you picked a simple but delicious drink, we've got plenty of time left to relax. Want to make out a little bit? Your breath? You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately begin coughing before you can get out a yes. Lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. The gang's all together again on the volleyball court. Seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sidelines watching everyone get sweaty. That's because it feels like I've been here a lot longer than that, actually. It's so late that the sun is already beginning to rise. Better get this over with quickly so that you can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the eternal Good thing you've really used your time well since then. Get really getting to know the gang, the Brang, the Moog, the basket case, psychotic bunny girl, the 4 types of people. Anyway, everyone is gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch your dream date and see who Flunky chooses. Who's ready for a round of robin? How round are we talking? No, not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you about the dream date and they have planned for you tomorrow. In no particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like these orders does matter. Trapper, why don't you go first? You think you deserve it, even in this case. It's a subtle dig. Stop talking. Trapper, without further ado, would you like to make us all uncomfortable by pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable not only in polite society, but within the narrative of this world event, and also the large meta-narrative of Dead by Daylight dating experience? Sometimes you just gotta say it. Why, yes, thank you. I'd love to. So, Flunky, you're thinking of picking me. Well, this is your final warning. Pick me and be punished and rewarded. Tomorrow will suck, probably. I'm not an easy guy to get along with, I know that. But I can tell you this much. I'm hiding a secret on this island that will make fans crap themselves with excitement. If you like Trapper, you're gonna love it, and you're not going. And if not, you're a maggot. Also, everyone, even confident, sexy ladies in rabbit masks, better stay the hell away from my yacht. Great Huntress, why don't you take it from here? Tomorrow morning, I'm planning on a nice atmospheric breakfast on the yacht. Don't worry, Trapper. Won't even know it's gone. What was that? Nothing, go away. Then, boy oh boy, I've got such an adventure planned. It involves hunting for treasure. What kind of treasure are we looking for? Guess you'll have to pick me to find out. Let me tell you, it's primo stuff. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to start prepping because it's clear that already that you're going to pick me. Sorry, anyway, Wraith. Well, I don't know. I'd really prefer just to tell Funky privately. I don't know how that's going to work with these games mechanics. What if you just whispered it to him? Wraith considers for a long moment. That's fine. Without moving, Wraith lowers his voice to a barely audible whisper. Tomorrow we have to find my bell, and I can finally tell you about what I've been working on. It's going to be really special, the kind of thing where we really bond, and maybe finally get off this island, and then maybe we can go on a real date. You done? Is that it? Wraith nods proudly. Hit us, Spirit. Figuratively, Dwight, you gotta watch your words with these people. Tomorrow you'll spit in the face of God and die and be reborn anew. That's it? If you're not intrigued by that, I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with Trapper, dig up whatever mysteries with Wraith. I don't know what those guys do all day. Do you want to at least specify which god you'll be spitting in the face of? All of them. Okay, then. So hydrate tonight and intend to hang out with Spirit. And time's up, everyone. Gosh, you'll need to dream about these options so you're ready to choose in the morning. Now go dream about all these swoon-worthy options, and so that you're ready to make a choice at dawn. Have a swell night. Did you forget to mention something? Oh gosh, we forgot. Before you run off to slumber peacefully, there's one more thing to do. No reality survival dating competition parody would be complete without singling out one of our contestants who is already teetering on the edge of psychological break and giving them a little push. Hold up. This has been a survival dating competition parody this entire time, and I'm just now finding out? Come on, the signs were there. You just didn't read them. Welcome to Murderer's Island. It's now time to eliminate one of the killers. Oof, it's like butchering, but it hurts even worse. You can't kill a killer, but you can break their hearts. Do you dare even try? You mean, that's right, tomorrow one of these sexy slices will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who is it going to be? Why? Because it's dramatic, because it's surprising, because it's a classic reversal of fate, and it will hurt someone's feelings, someone dangerous. What's it going to be, champ? What's your thought process? Trapper seems like he might follow you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you'd see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats, and I hear she can disappear. Hard to track. Eek, if you get rid of Wraith, he might cry, and although I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable, it just seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress, she might pretend to be okay with it, but then you'll start seeing her behind every tree. What I'm trying to say is I don't envy you, boss, so which psychopath are you eliminating? That was very simple. This was very simple. Trapper, you scared the living crap out of me. You are eliminated. That's fair. Honestly, though, I don't care. You suck. But not in a good way. You bore me. Your personality-free maggot. It wouldn't even be fun to kill you, which I was totally going to do tomorrow. The first thing I got. So really, this was a win-win for both of us. Still might kill you, though, out of principle for eliminating me. Sleep with both eyes open and have fun on your date tomorrow. Now that you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should go get some shut-eye. And don't worry too much about the broken heart you've left behind, because of course they'll be receiving a consolation prize. They might not get to go home with Flunky when this is all over, but they'll never sleep alone again. That's right, we're sending our eliminated player home with, oh my god, their own, mostly new, Trickster body pillow. The next best thing to the real Trickster. Might not hug you back, but it definitely won't try and stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. That's right, it's Dwight tested. Claudette approved. I hope you sleep well tonight, Flunky. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing that what you've done? No, not because of the guilt. I mean knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow? I don't know what you'll do to him, but I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know these two. Schedule. Wow, what a crazy way to end the day. An elimination? I didn't even know it was that time to game. Let's check in with everyone, especially our loser. Everyone deserves a send-off. Well, we'll see how things go tomorrow. I suppose I'm not expecting anything. I tend to shut my mind off during hard times. I know I seem all excited and devil may cry, but the truth is I'm really a pessimist at heart. That tends to happen when your mother is skewered by an elk when you were young. Yeah, how'd you know? Wild guess is also the thing you talk about. If you'll excuse me, I think I saw a raccoon over in the tree. I'm feeling peckish. I don't know what's happening here. I honestly haven't been paying attention. Oh, Flunky, sorry, I forgot. I'm focusing on other things, more important things. One way or another, I won't be here for much longer. I don't handle rejection well at all. Well, at least I don't think I do. No one has ever been dumb enough to reject me before. Yeah, the more I think about it, the angrier I'm getting, and I'm a giant rage monster, so everyone in this room should be scared right now. Turn the camera off. Did I think there was a chance I might get eliminated? Yeah, I did. Did I care if I got eliminated? Not even a little bit. Does the volume of words I spend talking about how much I don't care about things signify a deeper yearning within me to be seen, heard, and validated by those around me? Nah. What? No, you're not a part of this. You don't get a confessional thing. It's cool, man. I'm not a part of anything. You feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. This whole thing is pretty cute, though. Charmingly low budget, old school marketing vibes. Not gonna lie, kind of wish I wasn't so busy right now. I'll definitely be down with a reality show style dating competition with survival elements. But I got my new album, upcoming tour, finalizing the new sneaker line, producing a limited series on my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app, and doing these private gigs over in IP Island. My dudes, you gotta come check it out. IP Island is dope. It's where the real killers are hanging out. Fully licensed, no legal drama, lawyers, take a hike. I'm gonna tell everyone that Trickster said that both of them said that about them. Don't worry. I'm talking your favorite established characters from all over pop culture that can be seen on Island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them, like Ghostface. Don't you say it? Look, we get it. You're very popular and in demand. But we have a game to get back to, and I don't want to get sued. Ghostface. Come on. Whatever. I don't care. I'm the Trickster. See you around, Flunky. You too, narrator. I have a name, you know. You do? Yes. Seriously, they do not pay me enough to deal with you people. Is it my turn? What? No, it's not your turn. You're sentient water. How are you even sitting in that chair? What's a chair? This is the thing, you're getting all wet now. It's gonna smell like mildew. Okay, rude. Fine, let's just get this over with. It's your turn, Ocean. Do your check-in. Check-in. I was just looking for the bathroom. Bathroom? Are you serious? It's down the hall to the left. It's okay. Never mind. Never mind? What does that mean? No, not you two. This wasn't meant to be a confessional time for literally every character in this game. It's okay. We don't have to confess to anything. We've just been working our butts off for 2 days straight and wanted to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. Yeah, I think the Ocean just peed on it. How is that past? You know what? I don't care. You two are looking pretty pleased with yourselves. I've got something to confess. Oh, great. What's it going to be? You ate glue in the 2nd grade? You cheated on algebra test once? Watching Trapper get eliminated was the first time in this unending spiral staircase of pain that is my life that I felt even a little bit of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, the sun, these sweet, sugary drinks. It sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity, the unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls is like crescenting a song of evil that makes me question the very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Where are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please erase me from this existence. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug on this experiment and let my soul be free. And please, please get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed means eventually I have to wake up. Yikes, that was a weird way to end. Oh, well, what are you going to do? You let the camera roll long enough? Someone's bound to say something crazy. Anyway, seems like everyone's had their shot to annoy me tonight, so hit the hay and get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be a doozy. Like I said, we'll just stick with what we've been doing. We're going to go with Spirit the whole way. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. You're using a killer crab as a pillow, which is sort of okay with. What's that? You don't know about the killer crabs? All right, you didn't go to on that date with Huntress. You really missed out. It was thrilling, or I guess it would have been. You'll have to play the game again to get that reference, I suppose. You'll pull on your beach attire and splash water on your face. Dwight and Claudette approach. Is that look on their face excitement, terror? You notice your stomach flutters with butterflies. Someone's in love, or you've been affected with zombie butterflies in your sleep. It has happened here before, but it's probably the love thing. It's time. Claudette gestures over to the beach where the killers all stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate to watch with your ex. Suddenly the message is clear. You are going to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trixie supposed to be here? We paid him good money to make some half cameos in this show. I'm gonna chew his agent out. But before they walk you over there for your big moment, a little birdie told us someone in particular has an extra strong crush on you. And another little birdie reminded us that you've been kind of a blank since you got here, and we reserve the right to withhold that information, even if it leads to you making a terrible decision that gets you murdered. So are you ready? Of course. Are you ready? Of course you're not. But too bad. We're on a schedule. You make your way over to the row of hotties. Claudette and Dwight stand off to the side, hands behind their back. It's been quite the 48 hours, but there are clearly sparks in the air, and I'm not just talking about this rusty chainsaw, though. I do recommend staying away from those sparks. It's time for our newcomer to confess their love. Wait, I have to do a drum roll for this. No, you don't, but who cares? Flunky, who do you choose for your solo date? Can we at least do the flower thing? Dwight, I thought we agreed to keep that between us. No, that flower thing. The thing where the suitor gets a flower as a symbol of the contestant's love and affection. Alright, I suppose, but no roses. There's such a cliche at this point. Well, that's good, because I tried to pick a rose, but I got an ouchie, so I settled for these. Beautiful. You've done good, Dwight. This is a lovely bouquet. I hope Dwight saves some of these for Claudette. They're a thing, right? You're getting that vibe too. Just me? Sorry. You've got other things to think about right now. Flunky, who do you select to receive these flowers and spend the day with you today? You approach Spirit, peering below the brim of her impressively large hat and into her haunting eyes. Spirit, since I met you, I've been enchanted by your presence. You've challenged me to be a better person and resist the urge to show me the sharp end of your katana. For that, I thank you. I'm ready to take our relationship to the next level, and we shall. Up to the eye of the dark storm that is our reality, to the lantern room of the Black Lighthouse. It's time to see what you're made of, Flunky. I thought it might be nice to start the day on Trapper's Yacht before we head up to the Black Lighthouse. Even if I kinda hate this basic tropical vacation stuff like yachts and snorkeling or whatever, it's good for you to see me in the sun a little bit. At least there's more to me than what you've already gotten to experience. You know that my whole vibe can be a little dark. The hat, the swimsuit, the plum, the floating air. This wasn't who I was. I was a normal young woman once, went to school, hung out with friends. I even had a part-time job working at a restaurant in town. And then, well, I know what happened. Your father, he murdered me, and I awoke as an undead Avenger. Not what I was getting at. Something else happened to me. I realized I needed to be seen. I don't even know by whom. A lot of time. When you think about ghosts, they're these kind of see-through flickering specters you imagine reaching out and having your hand go right through them. Ooh, like that sort of thing. Maybe there's some warpy effect of the world around you. I don't know, it depends on which movie you're watching. But when he died, well, I dare you to try and reach your hand through me. Not really, that's not an invitation. It's rhetorical. Why did I end up this way? Who brought me here to this island? Who knows? I sure don't. I've got my ideas. I'm not exactly out there digging around in caves or dusting off antiques, trying to find clues and analyze their meaning. I don't want to take this experience seriously, though. I want to give the process a chance. It may be a dumb process and one that I have extremely little respect for as a person, but you just woke up on this beach with no memory of who you are or where you came from. And rather than freak out and simply try and swim away, you're giving this a chance. I actually didn't know that swimming away was an option. It's not. However, the fact that you never even tried, I think that means you've got courage or an open mind. I don't know, maybe you stuck around because you like someone you met here. Maybe. While the two of you were getting all deep and flirty, the yacht pulled up to the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. Last stop, everybody off. There was other stops. Oh no, just not on this trip of your life. Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves for the shore. I'm just messing with you. This was the only stop. Nobody here is really looking out for our fun, so we have to make it for ourselves. But no, there are other stops, seriously. Go. Race you to the poop deck, Dwight. This ship doesn't even have a poop deck. Oh, it will. As you disembark, you see Dwight and Claudette run giggling across the ship. Too bad you can't date those two. They seem like they know how to have a good time. You arrive at the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse. Its imposing form towers above you. A flock of birds circles lazily, no sense of fear or urgency as it's circling a corpse that hasn't moved in ages. I'm excited about today, see? Spirit places her wrist delicately in your hand and presses your fingers down against her skin. It's cool to the touch, but you feel that is at the faintest of pulses. My blood is absolutely pumping. So what happens now? Now I show you something that no one has ever seen up close before. Well, no one who has lived to tell about it. We're going there. Spirit points to the lighthouse amongst the circling birds. What's actually up there? Have you seen it? Hey, y'all, how's everyone doing today? Hi, Wraith, you sure seem chipper today. Something strange is definitely going on with this guy. Well, something else strange, something different than what's going on. Wraith takes a deep breath, sucking in the ocean air like it's the greatest air that has ever been sucked. That flunky, thank you. Thank you for choosing anyone else to go on a date with today. Alone again, forever. This is how I was meant to be. I feel alive. Are you done? We're kind of, on that date you just mentioned. I'm glad you're feeling better, Wraith. But it's like she said, we're in the middle of something, you mind? Oh, right. So what you doing? Heading up to into the eye of the lighthouse? I love it up there. You can really see the whole island from up there. In fact, Spirit, I thought you said no one has been up there and lived to tell about it. But this sounds exactly like telling about it. Technically, I don't think Wraith counts as being alive. I mean, I don't maintain the canon, but Spirit waves her arms at Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead, now he's gonna be when I punish him for interrupting our date. Hey now, can we solve our problems without our hair floating up into any menacing shapes? I'll just be over here running away. Enjoy the view. I think Wraith was kidding about that whole being up there. Honestly, the view isn't even off the island. What you can see is mostly the ocean on account of it being, a lighthouse. However, that does bring up an interesting point regarding your, how do I say it? Spirit hand floats up as she scratches her head, contemplating. You don't usually see her at a loss for words like this. What's your mortal status? Because despite our lanky friend seems to think the lighthouse is not to be trifled with, it's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom to it from all corners of this world. It's not further. Well, duh, you saw a freaking pirate ship seemingly travel through space and time only to crumble as the rocks beneath the spooky tower. But you decide to point it out because that wouldn't be too romantic now, would you? I think I'm alive. I'm here with you, walking this beach, feeling the water on my feet, feeling the sun on my skin. Here with me, the spirit. Does that really make you alive? I guess I don't know. If you come with me up into the eyes of the black lighthouse, you may never return. Is that risk you're willing to take? Because we have something I won't deny. I feel it. I'd hate for you to simply turn to ash. Now, if we were to commit right here now to figuring this out as friends, we could put that risk off for another time. Just be friends. Ouch. Is this her way of letting you down easy? I don't know if I want that friendship. I want you. That's why I chose you. I can't decide this for you. I can only warn you that it may not be safe. You might die up there and there's nothing I can do about it. Sorry, let me put this back up. There we go. You take a deep breath and think about every particle of the sea air that travels in the body and lungs. It may be the last time you have such a thought, but you feel strangely at peace with that information. I don't need another friend. I want something more. I'd risk my life for it. Spirit Miles, a quirky, devilish smile. Right this way. Inside the lighthouse is almost pitch black. It was seemingly day when you stopped through the door, but inside this place was like a void. Last thing you see as the final rays of sun leave you is a horrible sight. A petrified body laying on the stairs, reaching not up but down as if it had been crawling. Watch your step. The things we do for love. When you arrive in the lantern room at the top of the black lighthouse, you breathe a sigh of relief. The light is out, seemingly defunct. Dust cakes the room as though it has been operated in a century. However, somehow, it was just morning a moment ago, but now it is night. What do you mean a moment ago? We've been standing here looking out over the ocean all day. I really enjoyed the peaceful time together with you. I've taken in the view, standing in complete silence for hours. It was kind of my perfect date. Really? I don't remember that. I just called it the perfect date. You can't be bothered to remember it? What kind of game are you playing with me? I want to remember it. It's just that for some reason my mind is completely blank, but hey, I'm not dead. Oh, you're already dead and have been this whole time. That's true. Maybe we'll never know. It doesn't look like the light is working. Even turned off, the light has a power to it. The massive lens refracts moonlight through itself, a subtle sparkle that has a hypnotic effect. Maybe that's where the day went, staring into the light as the sun fell and the moon rose. Thanks for spending the day with me. I really had a good time. That's it. Don't get me wrong. This is really cool and all. I guess I don't know what I expected. I suppose if you thought you were walking into your death and nothing happened, it might be feel a bit anticlimactic. Sorry, anyhow, it's time to go. Here, let me just flip on the light for the staircase so it's easier to get down. The stairs look pretty dark. Maybe it... Spirit is interrupted by a strange hum, and then it becomes frighteningly clear to you that the switch wasn't for the stairs, it was for the main lantern. A lantern that is now beginning to power up. The faintest smell of burning begins to reach up to your nose. Oopsie, looks like maybe that was the switch for the light. Wasn't for the stair lights at all. Now we see who's really alive and who's really dead, I suppose. It was bound to happen sooner or later. You slam your eyes closed, hoping that somehow not looking at the light will protect you. Not sure I see the logic in that, but If it is magic, it kind of defies logic. I want to see it, but I'm a little scared. Don't look directly in the light. Open your eyes and only look at me, and I'll keep you safe. Perfect. Oh. Are you okay? You seem okay. I hope I haven't ruined this by pushing you to do something you weren't meant to. You're so brave, maybe not so coordinated, but certainly brave. I'm so lucky you'd put yourself through this for me. It shows that you're real. Despite your attempt to resist the incredible force of energy from the black lighthouse lantern, the eye refuses to subside. No, it cannot be ignored. And it doesn't matter if you look directly at it or not. In the end, that was just a trivial game. This is real life, a real magic. You stare at it now, its power penetrates your mind. Hey, been a while. How are things? Doing good? Feeling more dead, more alive? Yeah, I'd love to do it. Well, love will do that to a person. Don't worry, it'll make more sense soon. You wake to hear Spirit's muffled voice. You got a terrible taste in your mouth like burnt hair. The air feels damp and smells like ash. It takes time for the sound to clear up, but eventually Spirit's words start to make sense to you. However, it's clear she's talking to someone else, not you. You know how sometimes people say it's not you, it's me? Well, this time it's you, and it's also me. I can't believe I thought you would change for me. I can't believe I thought what you were doing was a sacrifice. You never gave anything up for me. Well, today I saw what love looks like, and it looks a whole lot different than this. I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up with Trapper. Nobody. Oh yeah, fine. Nobody breaks up with Trapper, but I'm not doing that. I'm dumping. Don't you say it. I'm dumping Evan McMillan, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. Rin? Trapper turns from Spirit and looks directly at you. You realize that you're laying on the ground in some weird tunnel. I think that your shouting woke up Flunky. My shouting? You tuck your face into your elbow and let out a long, unconvincing snore. You might as well have announced I'm awake and uncomfortable. I grew up surrounded by lazy miners who were constantly sleeping on the job. I know what a real snore sounds like. Get up. Huh? Oh, what? What time is it? Where am I? Trapper, is that you? You know it's me. The power and beauty of my voice is unmistakable. The jig is, as they say, up. They know you're awake now, and you're going to have to deal with this awkward situation head on. Clearly, I shouldn't be here. You two are having a very personal conversation I don't need to be involved in. I don't even know how I got here. Not here on this island, or here in this creepy tunnel. As far as this island goes, your guess is as good as mine. As far as this tunnel goes, we brought you here. You and Trapper, but after the lighthouse light came on, you blackened out on your way down. I thought you might have hit your head. It's hard to tell what blood is new or old around here. Either way, I wanted to get you somewhere safe, and so I asked Trapper for help. It's not that I can't carry you. I just didn't feel like it, I hate anything messing with my shards. Trapper, on the other hand, he loves nothing more than having unconscious body draped over his shoulder. I could have asked Claudette and Dwight for help, but I don't trust them. But you trust Trapper? Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper can be a real jerk, and you'd be right, but you get what you see with him. We brought you down here because we're the only ones who know about this place as part of an old tunnel network that connects different places on the island. What up, guys? Taking island mysteries? My favorite topic. I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd pop in. Trapper, you said this place was private. Don't look at me. I didn't tell them about it. Half of the appeal of this spot is getting away from people like him. Well, geez, I can see when I'm not wanted. So you three are throuple now? Because I gotta say, I really didn't get the whole Trapper Spirit thing, but hey, if it's not my business, I don't stick my nose in it. We're not a thing. Nobody traps the Trapper, not with traps or with relationships. And you do realize you're sticking your nose in our business right now, right? Wow, so hostile. If you don't want to talk about it, just say so. Anyhow, this tunnel has some very interesting features. If you head about 50 meters down that way, you'll find Get Out. Wraith looks around just to be doubly sure that Trapper is addressing him. I was just leaving. This island is a lonely place, which is great for me. I love to be alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. And after a lot of pursuit, I finally let him catch up to me. And it became, well, I don't want to call it a relationship because somebody really didn't want to have that talk, but we were more than friends. I dispute the events as told. For the record, I don't pursue, I stalk, and I lie in wait. Seeing eye to eye was not one of the things we were good at. So I hate to ask, but I did not. But I did just look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp. So I guess I'm more of a glutton for punishment than I thought. What were you good at? Well, for starters, excuse me, I'll take that question. Thank you very much. If you know anything about me by now, it's that I'm on a quest for revenge. Exactly. You might not know Trapper. That like a classical maestro for revenge. Trapper blushes behind the mask. That's one way to compliment a killer. Revenge against friends who had turned their back and betrayed him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against the barista for who wrote Ewan on his cappuccino, knowing his name was actually Evan. And for someone who thinks about revenge as much as I do, Trapper is an inspiration. But they say to never date your heroes. Good advice. I don't think that's the saying. And then you came along, Funky. You showed me that it's okay to be lost, to feel pathetic, to push on when you have nothing real to offer anyone. I'm not sure where you got all that from, but okay. You held a mirror up to my own doubts and fears and showed me that they aren't everything about me. That I can embrace those things, but not be defined by them. You showed me that life after death can be more than just an obsession with revenge and mine on the ground in the dark cave or a dusty old tunnel. Trapper nudges you in the ribs with his elbow. Gross, clearly appealing to Trapper's better features, has been winning a winning strategy for dumping him because he seems to be taking it quite well. This whole dating show parody thing, at first I obviously thought it was a lame idea, kind of more, and thought there was an audience for this, but then we spent some time together and I realized there's something actually real here, and I don't want to give up on it. I don't want to give up on us. Listen, Flunky, while you were knocked out unconscious by some minor head trauma like a total weakling, Spirit confided me that she has real feelings for you. I took it extremely well naturally, and because I trust her and value her opinion. That doesn't mean I trust you. If you want to get her, you have to get through me first by passing Trapper test. Coming to Sunday. Welcome to Trapper's test. Answer my questions correctly or die. Question 1. What is Spirit's real name? The one given to her by her murderous father, which she only lets her real friends call her. Okay. You really didn't know that? That's kind of important. What kind of happens? You know what happens when you get a question wrong on Trapper's test? It's cleaver time. If death wasn't bad enough, the last words you hear before a Trapper's weapon slits your entire body in half. It is an extremely lame catchphrase. I think it's this one. What? Okay. Okay, you got that one. Don't celebrate yet. Question 2. What lives inside a spirit? A dragon. Sure, everyone knows that. They won't all be this easy. Question 3. Where does Spirit work back when she was a normal college girl before she was hell-bent on revenge? Restaurant. I know to think I would date a waitress. Don't tell my father I ever mingled with the help like that. He'd be so disappointed. Question 4. What's Spirit's favorite color? Black. Are these questions largely superficial? Sure, maybe did I get them? Maybe I didn't get to know Spirit that well. Maybe that's why she dumped me. Maybe that's why it didn't work out for us. Who knows? Question 5, the final question. You got this. According to Spirit, what's worse than being dead? Okay. Okay. We know. I had a feeling it was that bottom one. Alright, we got this. We will be leaving this island with Spirit. They told me there was no room in the budget for a new car to be given as the final winning prize, so I killed them all right there on the spot. While killing them didn't solve any of the budget problems, it sure did feel good. I'm telling you this to brag, A, to brag, and B, to explain why the only thing you're going to win is me saying congratulations for passing Trapper's test. Not that it's some huge challenge. I mean, the woman obsessed with a giant light that shines in the darkness has a chip on her head. Chip on her shoulder about being seen. Go figure. You probably guessed that rules but rules are rules, even if I literally just made them up. You got it right. So I guess I approve of you dating Spirit or whatever. I never really cared in the first place. I was just hoping you'd slip up and give me a good excuse to wet my blade with your blood. Maybe I'll find a reason tomorrow. For now, you two have fun. Wink, wink, wink. Trapper out. I'm sorry you had to endure that. What 5 measly questions? It was nothing. Not even that, as ridiculous, as unnecessary as it was, the whole thing. Waking up in a random tunnel to overhearing our argument, the news that Trapper and I had something going on, the stupid quiz, all of it, especially the whole Trapper out catchphrase. It's only because I actually like you. None of it would have happened if I didn't. And I like you too, Spirit. Please call me Rin. Rin. I didn't really feel like our lighthouse experience was completed. There was something else I wanted to show you. I went up in the lantern room of the tower. Get your mind out of the gunner, flunky. It's not that kind of game. What's that? Hold on a moment. I'm being told no. Wait, it is that kind of game. Disregard the gutter comment. Come back up there with me. There's no place I'd rather be. You're excited to return to the lantern room of this lighthouse, despite all the drama and worry that was previously a part of this place for you. More importantly, you're excited to be there with Spirit, which makes it all the more crushing when you're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight. Claudette, Dwight, funny seeing you here. Wait, did I say funny? I meant tragic. Tragic? I don't think so. What could be tragic about a family reunion? Those are always joyous occasions in my experience. Before they can explain what that's even supposed to mean, the lighthouse begins to howl, a low, frightening sound. The lens begins to glow in a now familiar way. You prepare to shield your eyes in case something bad happens to you again. Now isn't the time for any reality show adjacent shenanigans. Dwight, Claudette, shield your eyes. We don't know what the lighthouse will. Now, please don't interrupt. You think after all this time you'd know that we've got your best interest in mind? Wait, what? No, of course. I don't think that I got waxing ears, friend. I asked you not to interrupt. Too late. The black light flares in the darkness, and you see something horrible and strange in the place of Claudette and Dwight. There are 2 ghoulish silhouettes. But before you can focus on them, the light passes and the 2 survivors are returned to their normal states. It's breezy up here. I should have packed a sweater. What in the hairy hell? Hey, watch the language. You shouldn't speak that way. Around your elders, Grandpa. My little Rin, you're such a woman now. They grow up so fast. What? Flunky, meet Grandpa Kazan Yamoka. Well, technically, not just Grandpa. Technically, he's my great-great-great-great-great-grandpa, but that's a lot of greats to say in a row. I haven't seen my little Rin since I watched over her from the afterlife when she was just a little girl. And I expect you all to say greats. I expect you all to say the greats. It's a matter of honor and respect, except Rin. She can do whatever she wants, my precious little angels, but you. Oni stares at you with his demonic red eyes. You're pretty sure even decorative third eye on his mask is looking at you. You mongrel, you must treat me with respect, or so help me, I'll be cleaning bits of your head off of my knob. A metal baseball bat covered in spikes, FYI. I'm not sure what a peasant like you is doing so close to a descendant of the noble Yamoka bloodline in the first place. Dirk, Claudine, explain what's going on to me. It's White, sir, and Claudette, remember, we explained to you that you were going to come meet with your great-great-great-great-granddaughter's suitor and to give or withhold your approval. 5 greats, great-great-great-great-grandfather, sir, your honor, master, sir. Dwight, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, they must have summoned you here because they think you have great judgment and because if they summoned my father, I would be too distracted by torturing him for all of eternity to continue with the rest of the whatever this is, show, game, experience. Ah, yes, that makes sense. Only a man of my own power and magnitude can help. Self-important much? Nice to meet you, Kazan. Only my friends and family call me Kazan. Those who tremble in fear of my presence call me Oni. You're seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper, and not only the sheer size of the man that Oni is, but also his attitude. Apparently Spirit has a type. You sure can or want to measure up to that. It dawns on you that, wait a second, maybe you do resemble Oni. Every time you try to look at your own reflection, however, you become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves more thought, but now's not the time to consider the fact that you might be some kind of hulking vampire with the first ever case of self-blindness. There's a massive samurai mad dogging you from 2 steps away. Well, you don't scare me at all, so I'll stick with Kazan. Peasant, I realize now the true purpose of my visit is to extinguish your light. Oni waves his katana in the air at you menacingly like great-great-great-great-grandfather, like great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, apparently. Hold up there, Grandpops, not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First, you should get to know them a little better. Young people these days always waiting to kill people, insisting they must die, deserve it. Back in my day, you did what was needed to be done because your nobility depended on it. In his day, for such an imposing presence, he sure is giving off serious old man yells at Cloud vibes. You see, I was a young man when we didn't have foreigners in our land, didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already, a little too much if you ask me. But I didn't make the rules. The rulers did exactly how it should be. Literature, art, commerce, theater, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, public executions. What we were talking about? Spirit giggles at her great. Okay, I'm not saying all those. Every time at Oni's forgetfulness, you wonder, does she even like this guy? She sure hates her father, so. Listen up, old man. We don't have time for you to list a list of every activity available to a samurai in the entirety of the Edo period. Silence, peasant. You're showing your ignorant. Samurai were forbid from many activities that didn't fit the Bushido code, such as attending certain theatrical performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, a samurai would put a disguise in order to seek out entertainment. Now, I'm not saying I did that because I had an honor and a body built like an entire castle. That is quite hard to hide, but clearly you have neither my honor nor my physique. You don't even know about the ins and outs of shifting rules of traditional Japanese samurai etiquette, you fool. Rin, what would you want with such an uneducated admirer as this? You find it hard to believe that any contemporary person knows all that much about who was and wasn't allowed to do all what leisure activities over 100 years ago. However, you're really not sure about how to handle this massive and demonic old man. Oh wait, I get it. Sweet Ren, my beautiful descendant, you're inviting me here to do what you were too kind to do. Bash this jerk's head in. Claude, Doris, fetch my kanabo. Ren, wrap your robe around this mongrel's hands and hold them still. We'll splatter their brains on the beach together as a family. Grandpa, no, that's not why I invited you here at all. In fact, I didn't invite you. Claudette and Dwight did. Ah, haha, yeah, sure. Wink, wink, wink. This whole saying wink out loud thing is getting out of hand. Him and Trapper really do have a lot in common. I swear, Flunky has a good soul and he has the heart of a warrior. They fought for my love in their own way, faced down death even more than once, and put up with their fair share of nonsense, which seems to be endless. Can we, I don't know, wrap this up already? Of course, who am I to expect anyone to wait around for my approval? I've only been hanging out as a ghost and watching my bloodline be polluted by cowards and quitters for 5 generations. Just come give your ancestor-in-law a hug. Sword drawn, Oni beckons you closer. So there's no way he has ever hugged anyone in his entire life. I think I'm good over here, actually. Ren, now, push them my way, and I'll split them in half. The sacrifice of this usurper to the Yamoka bloodline will surely bring us back to life and set us back on the course of honor. You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know that only one sacrifice can get our family back on track. Revenge on my father, your great-great-great-great-grandson, traitor to the Yamoko name. The lust of violence in your voice fills me with cheer. I'll never forget who I am. I suppose if this is the person you want to be with, to go on your journey of bloody revenge with, I should trust your judgment. The strength inside of you blooms from the same cherry tree that was planted a century ago by our shard ancestor. If Flunky ever treats me poorly, you have my word. On our family's honor, I will wield my katana and gut them like a fish. A tear rolls down from behind the Oni's demonic mask. You sure you want to marry into this? And one last word of advice, my dear girl. The father stuff, don't forget it. But maybe stop focusing so specifically and obsessively on it. What he did is awful, but it was already done. Do something for yourself now. Just my 2 cents. Be well, Ren. I will see you again soon. Now let's go. Servants Clint, Danis, return me to the stables. I assume my dragon has been fed and tended to. Yes, sure. I swear this is still better than dealing with Trapper's dead. I'm sorry if I was disrespectful of your great grandfather. He seemed like a very special man. I realize I will never measure up to someone like that, a warrior with a hell of a fashion sense. I mean, that mask. Don't worry, I would never expect you to, or want you to, really. If all I wanted was the biggest brute alive, I'd be down in Trapper's cave right now, avoiding his vintage bear traps. But that's not the life I have imagined for myself. This sense of abstract duty, danger, anger, and had a world changing around me, a lust for blood. That's no way to live. And yet, as you now know, that is the Yamoka way of life. Forever I'm cursed to battle against the dragon that lives inside me, or at least maybe I was until now. Call me the dragon tamer, baby. You haven't won this game yet. Please don't ruin it. Sorry, I have no idea where that came from. I think we spent enough time in this lantern room. We should get back to the beach. The moonlight sets a romantic mood as the storm clouds roll in and surround the black lighthouse. You know, the sun might have set, but if we wait long enough, it will rise again. Spirit removes her sheer robe, showing you her strappy black bikini. Her pale skin glows under the light of the moon. Maybe you could help me get a head start on applying tomorrow's sunscreen. Again, I mean, yeah, of course. Last time was, well, I definitely felt more connected to you afterwards. To be totally real with you, I kind of just asked you to as a goof, but I really enjoyed it. I swear if you tell anyone about this, I will not be labeled a foot freak. Not that there is anything wrong with feet, it's just that something about that kind of attention really gets people talking. Steady. God, that's so hot. I love feeling your hands sliding up and down my feet and between my toes. And my skin has never been more moist. Get up here right now. Before you can find a towel to wipe off your lotioned hands, Spirit grabs you and pulls you in close. Her lips lock onto your ears. They're surprisingly soft and warm. The sensation is incredible. Clouds cover the moon, and you find yourself on the beach with Spirit in complete darkness. You can now feel the narrow straps of her bathing suit come undone and come to life, snaking through the air, wrapping around your body, lifting you up off your feet. Come here, you. So this is what it feels like to fly. As Spirit pulls you close, you feel bits of glass press into your flesh, pain and pleasure mix and wash over you like the ocean's salty air, stinging your skin as you writhe against your undead lover. The lighthouse howls. In the darkness, you're pretty sure that Spirit lets the dragon side of her take over. If it kills you, you're sure it will have been worth it. Clouds part just as you manage to pull yourself exhausted away from Spirit. A chunk of broken glass is lodged in your shoulder. When you pluck it from your skin, it drips blood. Sorry, I think this got stuck to me when I was having the best night of my life. Spirit drags her fingertip over it, the sharpened end of the glass. Keep it, consider a memento. I've got plenty more where that came from. You arrive at the beach to find Claudette and Dwight waiting for you. Now is the time, Flunky, to face your destiny. Actually, about that. Flunky, can we talk privately? Maybe I'm not here, maybe someplace else would be better for this talk. You know how we feel about schedule, Spirit. Very strongly. You know how I feel about you telling me what to do. Don't do it. Like I said, I'd rather have this talk with Flunky privately if it's not right to do it here in front of everyone. You know, from my expectation, the upper management at my father's mine, I learned that if you're going to fire someone, it's best if you do it in public and so they don't freak out. Please, enough of the fire talk. Wait, you think? No, she couldn't be. They seem to be so in love. Well, I mean, not really. Spirit is still Spirit. But if I tried to imagine Spirit in love, I suppose she hasn't attempted to murder Flunky yet. So, okay, you're fine, I guess. You're okay, fine. Your guess is as good as mine. Really, that girl is very hard to read. A word of advice, though, if you're going to end it quickly. In my experience, the more pathetic the creature, the more annoying the final howls are. I don't need any advice. Everyone out except for Flunky. Did someone say final howls? That's gonna kind of jam, especially you out. Lame. Alone with Spirit, you feel something awful hanging in the air, more awful than the lingering smell of that cleaver body spray. Clever, yeah. Oh, that gag. I'm gagging. We're all gagging for a cleaver body spray. Spirit, Ren, I don't know what you're planning on saying, but before you say it, I just know I really, really enjoyed my time with you. Getting to know you over the past few days helped me get to know myself. For that, I just wanted to say thank you. That's sweet. You're welcoming. You know what? It's that kind of thing that shows me you got a good heart inside you, too good for me to carve out and toss into the ocean, but also too good for me to love. I need someone who shares my interests, someone I can connect with. Someone jaded and dispassionate, only driven forward by a desire for revenge. I need someone who's so warm that I feel cold in comparison. I need someone who isn't you. Can we just be friends? I don't know if, before you finish that, just know if we're not friends, we'll probably become enemies and I will destroy you. Friends it is. I'm glad to have you here for me when I need you, but also not too close to me when I don't. So yeah, I'll see you around. Spirit starts to leave. Wait, that's it? That's how this ends? You're just leaving me here? I'm not sure how to use the word ends, and for that matter, I wouldn't say I'm leaving, but we're definitely through. The fact that you can't see that, well, it just proves that we never really belonged together anyhow. Good night. What the hell? I just spent all this time on this island doing everything I can to get to know you, only to be told that I shouldn't just leave the chocolate factory through the side door? That I should do. No, I should. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I said good night. Flunky, see you around. Jeez, I'm sorry. What a bummer. Hey, does she just keep saying she'll see me around? Gosh, I have no idea. And so my precious killers lived happily ever after, as they should, learning to love themselves first and foremost, whilst trapped in a never-ending cycle of torture of my design. Wait, did I just spoil my true identity? You made this far, you should probably know that. That you'll have to play again to find out more. Goodbye, Flunky. See you again later. And again, and again, and again. Forever. The end. Alright. I'm happy with that ending. Because it's just going to turn out the same way with other killers, probably. But... wow. Well, we had that one special night with Spirit before she broke up with us. But it's fine. At least I can say it wasn't my fault. But we managed to date Spirit. I never thought I'd say that. Honestly, this game isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was kind of fun. It was a fun experience, and obviously you can tell that if I was sitting here reading for 3 hours and 18 minutes. And I'm sorry for any of you who sit around and actually listen to that. I know my reading, I messed up on a few of the words, but we're not going to talk about it. It's good to be back. I know I'm not going to be, I probably won't be able to get a stream in every day yet, but I am back. You'll see, I guess you'll know whenever I go live, because I'll be tweeting it too. So there's multiple ways to keep track, and it's good to be back. It definitely is. I miss streaming. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Miss the Flunky Monkeys. Sounds like a weird name, but I'm getting used to it. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. Is there anything else that's gonna happen at the end of these credits, or are we just here for nothing? I actually finished a game this year. Hey, we're in April now. So we're 4 months in, and I only finished one game. It's kind of sad, but hey, I'll take it. Who knows? Next stream we might either do the Fallen Order, or try to finish off the Battlefront 2 story mode. And thank you to all these guys who created this game. It was definitely a funny game to play. I enjoyed it. And you had to give me the hurtful ending where Spirit broke up with me at the end, but you know, it's completely fine. I'm not salty over it, I swear. I'm not salty. You gave my character a good night, and then you broke up with him. It's fine. And that's it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and get this pulled up. Just gonna get quiet for a minute. Like I said, I want to thank you all for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed. It's been a lot of fun. And we are back. I know the streams are a little unbalanced on when I'm going live and stuff like that, I know. But we'll figure it out shortly. We'll figure it out soon, at least. And thank you again to Yo It's Frankie for the follow. Like I said, I'm sorry I missed that when you did it. And yeah, let's see who's live, and we'll get that going. So we're gonna sit here talking for a little bit longer. Yep, you guys gotta deal with me just a tiny bit longer. Just a tad bit. I hope you guys didn't get too aggravated with this music. I know this is the only music I know of that won't get copyright. So I just went ahead and took it and ran with it. But we are going to start a raid timer. And we're gonna go raid Gar. So, thank you everybody again for watching. Appreciate you all so much. Thank you guys for the follows and support. And have a great rest of your day.